Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. So when it comes to pain in the inner part of the thigh and groin, a major cause is due to a blend of weakness and tightness in the muscles in this area, especially with the adductor muscle group. To make getting relief easy, I'm going to break the video up into two separate parts. In the first part, we're going to focus on lengthening these tight muscles for instant pain relief, while in the second part, we're going to switch gears and focus on strengthening these muscles for long-lasting relief. Each part works a little bit differently, but they are meant to work together. To get the best results, go through them all and use what works best for you. With that being said, let's get started. In the first part, we're going to go over exercises that can give relief within 30 seconds. This first one, we're just going to lie flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Take your feet, press them together, and then gently press your heels downward into the bed or the floor. What you want to do next is take your knees and just press them down towards the floor, using only your leg and hip strength though. So when you do this, you're going to feel a really deep stretch form on the inner part of your thighs that works towards the groin. Once you feel that deep but comfortable stretch, you're going to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. Release it by bringing your legs together and then just repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. If you would like a little bit deeper of a stretch, just take 2 fingers on both hands, put them around your knees, and just gently press your knees a little bit further towards the floor. But with this one, only go for a deep, comfortable stretch, not to the point where it's causing any more discomfort. But if you would really like to take this one to the next level, you can do what is called a butterfly. It's very similar, but this one turns it into an active movement. So this time around, I'm not going to use my hands, but I'm just going to use my leg and hip strength to press those knees downward towards the floor until I feel that deep stretch on the inner part of the thigh. Once I feel it, I just hold it for a second or two, and then just like a butterfly flapping its wings, I just go down and up like this for about 15 repetitions. And afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like it's really helping out, at that point, try to throw in another set or 2. Here's a quick relief exercise that you can do standing. This is called the side step lunge. The first thing that you're going to do is take your hands, put them in a prayer position, and then press them right into your chest. This will help keep the back straight during this exercise. The next movement is just stepping towards one side. Doesn't matter what side, because we're going to do this on both. But the side that you step towards, bend that side's knee while you keep the other side's knee straight and keep your foot flat on the floor. But as you lunge into this, you're going to feel a deep stretch form on the inner part of your thigh that works towards the groin. Once you feel that, hold this comfortably for about 3 to 5 seconds, come back up, and then just repeat this on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for about 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. With each repetition, just try to build into it a little bit more. When I do this one personally, I like to do it as just a fluid movement, just not stopping, just going from left to right. But afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. So if you're looking for something a little more advanced that can offer a deep stretch in the inner thighs and groin, this is it. Let's start lying flat on our back next to a smooth wall. And for this exercise, I would wear socks because it will help reduce friction, make it more comfortable to do. But we just want to lie flat on our back and have our butt as close to the wall as possible. You should start to feel a really good stretch forming on the back of your thighs, targeting the hamstrings. We're going to try to keep our knees as straight as possible and just gently press our heels into the wall. Take your hands, put them off to your side for support. The next movement, very straightforward. We're just going to glide our heels downward towards the floor, letting gravity take our leg weight. The more that you go down, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch form on the inner thighs that works towards the groin. Once you feel a deep but comfortable stretch, you're now going to hold this for 30 seconds. And during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Just let out as much tension as you can. From there, just relax, take a breather, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it a little bit more. So the nice thing about this exercise is if you look up, you'll probably notice that one foot is going down a little bit further than the other, because for me, it looks like my left side right here has a little bit more give towards it. So at that point, I know that my right side is the side that I need to focus on a little bit more. So at that point, I like to take my hands and just gently stretch into it a little bit more by just pressing that leg down. But again, only a deep, comfortable stretch, nothing that's going to cause discomfort. It just helps try to bring everything in balance at that point. But if you would really like to take this one to the next level, we can engage some more muscles to hopefully get more relief. So let's focus on the muscles that are on the outside of the hip, the glutes. What I'm going to do this time around is turn my feet outward as much as I can until I feel those muscles on the outside of the hip start to fire. From here, now I'm going to lower my feet towards the floor, and I'm really feeling it, not only in the groin, but on the outside of the hip. So give that one a try. You can also turn your feet inward like this and also do this. Again, it hits the muscles a little bit differently, but I would go through all of these positions. You're probably going to find that one just targets tightness the most. And at that point, I would keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose, or you're not getting any more improvement. In this part, we're going to focus on getting long-lasting relief by strengthening the muscles that support the inner thigh and the groin, especially the adductor muscles. For this one, we're going to start lying on our side in bed or on a floor, but I do recommend doing this one on a floor. It has a little bit more support. Just make sure that the most painful side is on the bottom to start with. You're going to just lie on your side, have your body nice and straight, and just support your head with your hand like this. This top leg, we're going to keep that knee bent, and we're going to take our foot and sweep it forward and place it right in front of the bottom side's knee. From here, I'm going to keep this bottom leg straight as possible at the knee, and I'm just going to slowly raise that leg upward towards the ceiling. The more that you go up, the more that you're going to feel a deep activation on the inner part of the thigh that works towards the groin, really targets those adductors. I like to hold this one comfortably for about 5 seconds, release it, take a breather, and then repeat this 10 times. And with each repetition, just try to build into it a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy at that point, try to challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. But if you would like to take this one to the next level, you can do what is called the inner leg arc. So it's very similar, but this time around, we're going to take this top leg right here, this foot, and put it on the back side of that knee. And then from here, I'm going to keep this bottom leg straight, but I'm just going to swing it forward a little bit, a couple inches. And I'm going to hold that position and now raise my foot upward. You're going to notice that it hits the muscles a little bit differently. So I would experiment with different angles. Keep sweeping that leg out as much as you can until you can't go any further. What you're going to notice is that one of these positions, like right here for me, is the most challenging, or maybe it's just really targeting weakness, tightness, achiness, or even pain. At that point, I would keep building into this movement in that position until it finally feels like it releases, or it feels like you got a really good workout. Just remember, whatever you do on one side, switch to the other side and repeat to keep everything in balance. This strengthening exercise is called the wide stance wall sit. It's going to help strengthen the adductors, but pretty much all the muscles throughout the legs. What we're going to do is just place our backside flush against a smooth wall, have our legs out as wide as possible. You really want to start to feel an initial stretch on the inner part of the thighs before we do this exercise. So just kind of bring those legs out until you feel it. From here, I like to brace my core muscles. It's kind of like when somebody pokes you in your stomach, how you tense up, drawing your belly button towards your spine. Mimic that and hold it during the exercise. It will help protect the back. From here, I'm just going to slowly bend my knees, place all of my body weight right onto my heels, and then just lower my butt downward towards the floor, kind of like sitting down. The more that you go down, the more that you're going to feel a lot of muscles start to engage, including the glutes, the buttocks, but more importantly, you should really start to feel it right here on the inner part of the thigh, working into the groin and the pelvic floor. Just go down as far as you feel comfortable, hold this for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then drive back up, take a breather. On the next repetition, try to build into it a little bit more and repeat this 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, just try to go down a little bit further. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.